What is up, guys? We are back with the second custom tactics video on the channel. If you have a look at the webcam just below, we did hit 30-0 again this weekend just gone. We changed the team up slightly. We switched it up. The big man Chris was instrumental in the 30, as was the boy Renato. And you see I've just made a quick change as well at the back. Sergio Ramos has come in for Ferdinand, but if that's his swan song and if he's out of the team after 860 games finishing on a 30-0, I'm happy with it. Now the thing that you're probably waiting for right now is the custom tactics that we used for this weekend league. Now, before we get into that, I did preface this YouTube video with the OP Wenger tactics. I want to pay homage to Arsene because he was a guy that always said, boys, go out and play. All right, being an Arsenal fan, that was legendary. You know, going out there and just and showing what you can do. And that kind of happened this weekend. We'll talk more about the attacking formation briefly, but the defensive formation, I'm not even going to talk about it. I want you guys to watch a clip that we recorded on Sunday at 29-0. So I have him here. It says balance support. It's not on. Why is that not on stay forward? I'm not going to change it right now. My tactics changed on here, chat. Chat, are you seeing what I'm seeing? I've been out here playing defensive thinking I'm sitting in. All of my players are unbalanced and cover wing. So we basically found out that actually the tactics that I thought I was using, I wasn't really using. The shape and everything that I want to run through first is, and I want to stress that off the bat, and this is something that worked really well for me. My defensive formation this week actually included a little bit wider width, and this is the first time actually that I really tried it. So I went 6 and 5, and this is actually by accident, because normally I preach to you guys to make sure that you run the same width on offense and defense because of the transition, not splitting centre backs, full backs, etc. But it's something that worked for me, and I feel like it's because my centre mids actually tracked back along with my strikers and stuff, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So that was what it was set to. Please just be aware I'm going to be running this week, so this next weekend league, with a 5-5 width on both defense and offense. Depth on my defensive formation 3, players in box 2, corners and free kicks both on 1. I always run unbalanced, both in terms of the style on offense and defense, because I feel like personally it gives me the greater opportunity to be able to do what I want with the team rather than the team doing something and I have to react to it. So for instance, if you play a drop back, your team are going to preset to drop back and you have to combat that if you don't want the drop to happen. So just in terms of kind of player positions and stuff like that, so the instructions that we had set at the time, I did actually for my offensive formation change this, because Chris up front was running target man and stay forward, so I switched it to mixed attack because I felt like he as a player would benefit from kind of being able to select the option that is kind of best for him. He can play target man, he can run in behind, he can shoot from the edge, he can attack it in the box. So he has a plethora of different ways to attack the ball, and I felt like when I was setting him to target man, the ball was kind of bouncing off him, or he was taking off touches, and it just didn't feel like it was fitting right. And when I changed it to mixed attack, actually it's something that worked really well. So I know a couple of people have had this issue with different players, and I think some of the top tier players in the game actually not running target man is probably more beneficial, but give it a try, let me know, see what you think. I didn't run stay forward this week, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that the case in the next weekend league for both my striker and my 10. Now, previously in the defensive formation, I always gave Pele the free roam. However, for those that watched the weekend league this week, they'd probably go by saying that actually Pele scored a lot more goals than he has previously, and that's because he was running into the box. So we're going to keep that the same. I'm going to have stick to position, and I'm going to have balanced support on again. You guys know that I don't change my left and right attacking mids in terms of their instructions. I feel like kind of Neymar and Mbappe kind of play off of each other really well. They play off the wings really well, and kind of their base instructions will treat them well. Here at the base is where I did want to change it up, because initially this weekend we had cover wing for both Blanc and Renato. Now this worked well because Pele was dropping in, and I kept wondering why at kind of like 16, 17 and 0, how the hell is Pele at defensive mid right now? But he was making tackles, he was getting back in, and actually it wasn't until late on when we checked the settings actually that kind of made real sense to me. So if you are playing with your attacking mid and striker on a balanced attack, playing cover wing with your DMs is a potential option because it gives you that cover when the wing plays on. I'm going to go with this weekend resetting both of those back to cover centre, and I'm going to set Blanc again back to stay back while attacking, and having Renato Sanchez, my box-to-box midfielder, on balanced. This is in my defensive formation, so I do want one that is going to stay again, even though Blanc popped up with a couple of goals that were really key for me. And then this weekend we're going to go a little bit crazy. I think I'm going to have a defensive formation this week where I actually have my defenders on balanced attack. And that it gives me the extra outball. It gives me the opportunity to be able to be progressive but defensive at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed it works. But they were my kind of OP defensive instructions that apparently managed to take us to the 30-0. For those of you that want to see the offensive formation, and I'll make sure just down below that we include the timings for both the defensive and offensive, so if you want to skip through and find those in particular, you can do really easily. So for the offensive formation, just slightly different. This is what we have been running previously. A lot of people ask to say, Corey, I know you've been top 100 a couple of times now, 3 times in fact, 29 quite a few times. Are you staying with the same formation, custom tactics that you used kind of when you made that first video? Yes, I am. Same width on both my offensive and defensive balance. Balanced on both styles. Depth on 4, slightly 1 up compared to my defensive formation. And then 1 up again on my players in box, with the corners and free kicks both set to 1. You don't need anyone in the box. If you've got Big Chris and you've got Pele on free kicks, you're fine. Player instructions, again, I changed to a mixed attack, so I switch between these often, so offensive and defensive, making sure that I switch. When I feel that I'm actually kind of dominating the game a lot more and I want to get more people involved, I'll switch to this formation. Pele on this formation is on free roam, stay forward, and I've got stay forward and mixed attack for Chris up front, just so I've got that added pressure, so I know that my central 2 strikers and players are going to be there for me. My Lam and my Ram, both again balanced, chilling, and Renato Sanchez again on balanced attack, cover centre, with Blanc stay back, cover centre. In my offensive formation, we do go balanced on both fullbacks as always, because we like to get up the pitch. But I think the one thing that I'm going to do this weekend league will be slightly different, is actually working on 2 new presets for custom tactics. I want to call it the ultra defensive formation, which really shores things up against some of those top tier players should we face them. And then a complete change in formation, whether it be a 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2, that we can have as an ultra offensive, that even though it might not be the really progressive and ultra offensive formation, it will be a complete change in shape, so my opponent has something else to think about. So if you've got any suggestions for what that formation should be, leave it down in the comments below. I would appreciate it very much. If you haven't already, make sure that you're following the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/itscoreyb. We stream most days, weekends in particular, and we'll be on the hunt for the top 100 again. The April giveaway is on the way as well, so make sure you're following the Twitter as well, so you can be notified of how to enter that giveaway too. Let me know how your weekend league was treating you, and fingers crossed my custom tactics will help you go somewhere near that top 100, if not top 100. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.